Hello, welcome to the Serious About Rugby League betting review for the World Club Challenge, third game in this World Club series. It's between Leeds Rhinos and North Queensland and Cowboys from Medley. Obviously, Jonathan Thurston comes over. It'd be great to see him. The Cowboys just won the grand final back in October against the Broncos. They were very impressive last night against Wigan at the DW. Obviously Friday Night Saints got smashed by the Roosters as well. So it's not been great for the Super League clubs. I can't see really getting any better tonight, unfortunately. I mean, Leeds have got a stat load of injuries. Maguire's out, Ablett's out, Briscoe's out. Add to that, the players are lost in the winter. They've had a really poor start to Super League. They got smashed at Widnes last week. They lost to Warrington in the first game of the season. Obviously, fair play. They could have had one eye on this game last week on the eye pitch at Leeds. It's not the best surface to play on when you're going to play in a game like this. I think Ryan Hall got a scratch on his head that he was moaning about on Twitter. I think a few players have moaned about that eye pitch on Twitter. Not sure how much longer it'll last, but anyway, I said Leeds are getting 16 points starting this one on the handicap. Now, obviously, there's a lot of rain forecast for tomorrow. I think there's flood warnings all over the place. So, that 16 points becomes a big handicap when the weather's bad like that. Obviously, the points totals will be a lot lower than what they normally would be. So, I think you got to fancy Leeds. They're perfectly good defensively on most weeks. They stay quite inside that. I think they've got points in the likes of Watkins. So, I think Leeds can definitely stay inside that. I mean, okay, 5-1 to win the game, that's fair enough. I can't honestly, you just can't see. You can't question the commitment of the Cowboys. The other two Australian teams have come over here fully prepared, fully ready. We're quite surprised to see how ready they are. Bear in mind they're still in pre-season, so you've got to say the Cowboys will be the same. And unfortunately, they'll be looking to match the scores the other two sides put in over the last couple of days. So you do have to fancy the Cowboys. They're unbackable at 1-7. They're even 2-5 on the half time and full time. That's just too short. But I think I'd just like to see Leeds can probably stay inside the 16-point handicap. Obviously, these games aren't once we're getting too much involved. Maybe just look at some try scorers, something like Michael Morgan for the Cowboys or Callum Watkins. These guys know us bag of try. I love watching Watkins play. He's one of the Super League players that would get a game in the NRL for me. Winning margins maybe something like 11 to 15 points to the Cowboys, about 11-2. That's kind of where I'd be looking. My value bet of the game would have to be the man himself, Thurston, be man of the match at about 7-4. Okay, this is very short, but when you bear in mind they are 1-7 to win the game, I mean I think that's probably just about fair enough. So my value bet of the game would have to be Thurston at 7-4 to be man of the match. Like I say, I do think the Cowboys will win. I really hope Leeds put on a good show for Super League after the two teams were beaten quite badly. I mean, Wigan actually did play okay against the Broncos, who were just so impressive. I think they'll definitely be worth looking at to win the NRL next season. They look really good, really slick, really good in defence against Wigan last night. So but I think Thurston man of the match. Maybe if you've won a little bit of a saver, might be looking towards Hardacre at about 14-16 to 1 in case Leeds can pull off a shock. I've said there's two really more intriguing games in Super League, especially at Salford, where Widnes are the visitors. Now these two teams had great wins. We've already mentioned Widnes beating Leeds very heavily last week, but Salford absolutely smashed St Helens at home as well on the Thursday on the telly. Robert Lou was superb. Well, Salford have concede 6 points on the handicap at home for this one, and 4-9 to win the game. I think it's about 2-1 for Widnes, but I think Salford could win this by more than 6. Like I say, we all know Widnes don't travel very well, so I think Salford can definitely put on another decent showing after the game last week. Okay, they were poor in the first week against Hull FC, but they put that well behind them last week. I think Salford can win this by more than 6 points. In the other game, you've got Wakefield getting a 12-point start for their trip to Hull KR. Now, Hull KR got a really good home record last season, and I definitely think they can win this by more than 12 points. Wakefield look like they're going to struggle again this year, especially in the regular season. Okay, they'll probably pull it together again in the middle eight like they did last year, but yeah, I do think Hull KR can win this by more than 12 points. And this with postponements, there's only 4 games left in the Championship now. Probably the game of the day, could be Batley against Sheffield. I mean, 2 weeks ago, obviously Batley beat Leigh. There's 2-1 for a repeat of that, which you certainly wouldn't put it past them. I think the weather conditions are going to be pretty similar to what they were when they beat Leigh. But they get an 8-point start in the handicap, and that's kind of where I'd be looking. Maybe to put them in a little bit of a trouble, but I do fancy Batley getting an 8 start in the handicap. Leigh themselves concede 22 points at home to London on their handicap. I do think the Broncos can stay inside a 22-point handicap. They actually beat Leigh at home last season. I don't think they'll go to to the LSV and beat Leeds. I don't think anyone will beat Leeds at the LSV this year. So, but yeah, I do think the Broncos can stay inside a 22-point handicap. The team I do think would cover a big handicap like that, Halifax, they go to Workington, they're going to cover a 22-point handicap, but I think they will. I think they can win that comfortably. I like Halifax, so were very good in the middle eight last year, and I think they'll probably have a decent year this year as well. And finally, you've got Oldham, who are getting a 16-point start at home to Dewsbury. Well, Oldham, they were quite impressive at Leeds last week. They hung in there really well. Kelly scored 48. I think it's about 48 points in the end, but I think Oldham fared quite well, and I think that scoreline flattered a little bit. So I think they can definitely stay inside a 16-point handicap at home to Dewsbury. Like I say, our main game tonight is the Cowboys. I do think they'll beat Leeds in the World Club Challenge, but like I say, I think probably Thursday man of the match 7-4. He'd be my value about the game. Thanks, and we'll see you on Thursday for more Super League. See you later.